Oseo.
Oseo.
I'm nature's son, tracking the path left undone. Last week, for the winter solstice, I was presenting the stone of Bel. That's the Celtic deity of sunlight, located up there on the Truckee River of Nevada. So kind of continue with that and the items that were introduced in that. The system of writing is what I would call it for the Gaelic people is called Ogham. Nobody knows really how old it is. It can be used in any language providing you have the cipher. Basically it's a horizontal line with certain strokes above the line and certain strokes below the line. The cipher for it is actually Bethloas or BL. And then there's other things that are used in that to account for other sounds in the language, like ya and oi and ui, and point those out there. The Celtic presence in America appears to be very ancient and all the way across the country. It's everywhere. There are certain places there was quite a concentration of it. In this case, all of my replicas here come from eastern California, Coso Range, or east of the Owens Valley, or Owens Lake, or Owens Loch, the White Lake. And towards the north part of Owens Lake is the huge marble outcropping with a lot of Celtic petroglyphs, including the whole astrology, all the houses' astrology. And it is inscribed as dedicated to the Celtic god of light, Lu. So to give you an idea of how widespread is the Celtic presence. With the stone last week, because of the presence of a Gaul letter in it, I could guess that it is at least 2,000 or 2,100 years old. So any of these. The one I'm starting off with here, again I found this east of Olancha, east of 395. It's called Sul Bel, meaning the Eye of Bel. And it was, I would say, very ubiquitous with the Celtic people to make some gestures towards Bel. The Eye of Bel sees all. Would be pretty frequent. And the way that it's constructed, here's the eye, and here is the horns, and this would be for the letter D. And here we have this unique X or cross shape that's figured, in this system for the sliding vowel, yeah. And then it's put together with all of this, so it can say, actually it's Gia Bel, and that the hus are providing another signature for the sound ui, meaning all seeing. It's an elbow. I hurt my elbow a little while ago. So Gia Bel is all seeing. That's the message that is here, and that would be pretty prevalent signature for ancient Celtic people, and especially here. The authors of Celtic America made a kind of an interesting reference. They even suggest that the Ogham system could have originated here in America and traveled over there to Europe. In Europe, they said the use of the Ogham system refers to literature, whereas here in America, it always refers to the thing, And so that's what these are. These are all a rebus, that is using the Ogham in the way of the thing that it's saying. So these all have things. This is an eye, this is a ladle, this is a comb, this is a basket. So they're all things here. This one is very relevant for right now because it's for the new year. And it's also interesting because this is the shape of a ladle that's fashioned out of a horn. And that's part of the name of it, Lan Leoch. And that is, he's a ladleful. meaning he's brave. And the whole thing is called, Gabrolem, goat leap, which means in the language sperm, a sperm leap. And it is using here also Osig, the name for sheep. I have not ever found that here in the Celtic usage that there is a special name for the Borregos, as we call them, the sheep. And they seem to use both the Osig, yearling, or Gabro, goat. But we don't have goats here. So, like that. And so this one is using the horns with the face to make the D, ya. Tia, el, chial, meaning deer. It's an affection. Cheer, osig. And this little thingamajig fits, this is a beveled rock. So the creature is leaping from a lower level up to a higher level that gives that sense of leaping. So this is a bevel. And right here where the bevel has a little bubble, his thingamajig there is to use for yui, ois. And this very interesting here, in order to form the G, he's allowed the engraving to go over the crease in the rock for the alphabet. In other words, this is the letter G, and it would have to cross the line and all of that. So, Osig, dear little nook, continuance for the year is the message for the new year. And this one is very interesting, very interesting. This has to do with weaving. This is actually to say that this is a comb for weaving, which also is the name for the harp. And either way, it means hunchback. So in this image of a comb, that's why the hump is here. So the same word is used for harp in Irish and also used for the comb, in this case the comb for weaving. And this here, this is a reel for winding, or the measure for the yarn. Like that, that's actually made like a little figure, so it's cross yarn. And that's what this is that this is spelling S-L-W, that this is the goddess of weaving of the Celt or the Irish there. And the horn, duban, is meaning, to grab a hank of yarn so we can say, I seize. And the whole idea is that, like the shuttle in the weaving, that this has a forward movement. That's part of the meaning of using this kind of image for that. So you can see, again, the comb, also using the name of the harp, this figure to say oi for the kroi, and S-L, Sulis, goddess of weaving. And this one is very, very interesting. This is from the little petroglyph canyon in Ridgecrest. And I was really, what really got me interested is that this image is very large. It's about this large, and it's right here in a narrow slip here in the canyon. And it looks like it could be the first one. Little petroglyph canyons has thousands and thousands of petroglyphs. Many of them appear to figure as the Borregos, the bighorn sheep. And this one is Egyptian. This is actually the logo of Omo here. And see, Yui Neb Ta Wui, meaning I am Lord of the two lands. And this kind of rammed horn was the logo in Egypt for Omo. Also, I have down here, a little tiki, a Hawaiian tiki. Evidently, it is evident that early Egyptians colonized the Hawaiian Islands, and Hawaiian and Egyptian names are definitely in the Hawaiian, and that carving is called tiki, is actually the Egyptian carving of Hawaii of Omon by the same name. And the carvings often, the headdress is figured so it would be the corrugated horns of the ram. The missionaries destroyed the most of the early art and culture of the Hawaiian Islands. Seriously. And all in all, it's recorded maybe scattered around the world, maybe there's only about 200 pieces that survive. However, the tradition of carving the tikis still continues, and the remnant of the ram's horns is still in it, Amon. Also, a published Egyptian papyrus on anatomy shows that the depressions in the skull that are kind of gray matter are also called the horns of Amon. So Amon in Egypt, Amon in Hawaii, and Amon in Ridgecrest. This is my own illustration for the Borrego. It could be that there in the Owens Valley, the concentration of these petroglyphs, and especially of that creature, may be that it was one of the largest concentrations of the herds of this animal there. And it could be that people came there because of it, or certainly utilized it, with divinity. Out here, closer to us, the people called Kauai. Kauai is a pseudonym for the Mulawitam, the cultured people or the original people, whose range goes from all the way east from Yakumba to the Colorado, all the way north to 29 Palms, all the way west to Temecula, and across the border as far as native palms go. And the ancestors, as it would appear to be, of these people is from North Africa. It's evident in their language and so forth. And their name for this creature is Witam. And they themselves call themselves the Mulawitam, the people. And this is from that Bighorn song. As far as I can see comes the rain with me. From the rain mountain far away, comes the rain with me. Amid the lightnings, mid the zigzag flashing, mid the lightning flashing, comes the rain with me. Amid the swallows blue, chirping glad together, comes the rain with me. Through the pollen blessed, all in pollen hidden, comes the rain with me. Far as I can see, comes the rain with me. Hey ha ha, my guy, be alive, be dude, be dewy. And just a footnote, the association here of the Borrego with the rain is because out here in these mountains, when the cloudbursts come and the water's all going down there into the desert, and then that's going to follow with grass, whatever, green things. And so the natives observe the animals go down there. So the association of the Borrego with the rain and the fertility of the desert goes together.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh,
I should say one more thing here. My display, this Borrego is from Borrego Springs. Here in the Egyptian, when the Egyptian actually writes this basket, because that's what it is this kind of basket. It's a 12 weave basket. And that's what's figuring in this as Neb, meaning Lord. The Egyptian Neb mean Lord, and it's figured as a twilled basket like I have right here. Okay?
Yes.